Hey guys, this is Hansaurus Rex, and today we'll be unboxing this white box in front of you. Nah, just kidding. What's inside the white box is the FansHobby's rendition of Overlord, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so basically I just took off the plastic covering for the plane model. So this is MB-08, like I've mentioned. This is double evil. This is one half of the gruesome twosome. Okay, and this is what the outer packaging looks like. Very cool. Right at the side, FansHobby, more FansHobby, MB-08 at the bottom, and then we have a close-up of this very wonderful side profile of the plane. Scale is as such, so this is what you expect. It's actually pretty huge, you know. If you notice, there's a scale ratio here at the bottom. It's very nice. I like the fact that I haven't opened the box, but I like the fact that you have really nice proportion of the human or the human figure, so-called, no, Lord Giga, as compared to the plane. So the proportions are amazing. So let's take a look inside. Right, so let's take a look inside. Okay, I managed to struggle that open. So wow, looks, that's the side profile. I'm not sure whether you guys can see anything. So we have the instructional manual out first. Take a look at that. Oh, hold on. Is this a... Oh, it's just the head of the plane at bottom. So the rest of the plane is what makes up the upper torso of Overlord. What a beautiful sight this is. You guys know, I've just been waiting for this for a very long time. It's finally, it's so amazing to have it in front of me right now, unboxing it with you guys. I'm so glad to share this experience with all of you. It's been a long time coming, this one. So before we proceed on, so just take a look at the what came with the upper torso. So we have this this card. No, do people still do any of this card? So it gives you the character statistics of the Overlord. So strength was pretty much like a full bars on all of them except for speed and a little bit of the deep, in the courage section and endurance. But apart from that, it is a force of nature. Okay, it's a very cool card. No, I hardly do anything with any of this if I receive any, but here we go. And this is the instructional manual. So basically you would expect it to show you how to transform the upper torso. Yep. Nah, actually it starts off with how to get you started in the robot mode. Alright, and how to attach the God Masters or Power Masters, whichever way you want to call it, to the chest cavity of the torso. Very cool, very cool. So that's how you want to fold the Power Masters into position. Alright, so okay, here you go. So this is how you transform the torso back into the jet model of the plane. Very nice, very nice. Alright, so let's chuck this aside and take a look at the actual toy itself. Wow. Okay, so let's open up the plastic tray. So I think the plastic tray is held down by some Scotch scotch tape, which can be easily removed with my handy dandy kitchen knife. Alright, trying to be careful not to stab the toy and ruin it before my son can ruin it first. Okay, so it might topple over if I keep it upright, so I'm just going to pluck out the front portion, the front module of the jet. So we have an empty cavity here. It's very cool. It's very big. Just take a look at that. No, it fills up beyond the size of my palm. It's very cool. Very cool. Okay, just put this one side and bring out the upper torso. He is a very heavy boy. So let's just take a look at that. So here we have him, legless. So that's where the tank modules will insert themselves to give him a bit of a height. And that's the chest cavity to put in the power masters. Very, very cool. Alright, and since we're here, we might as well take a look at some of the articulation for the upper body. So you can break this up into different portions of this video. So we'll start off with the articulation for the upper body. Alright, so as always, we'll start off with the head. Okay, so for the head portion, let's see what it can do at full 360. I'm expecting it to be able to. It can tilt down quite a bit, and you can look up. Oh, there's quite a bit as well. It's a lot of articulation for the head. You can, oh, it's on the ball joint, so that just got dislodged. So I just have to push it in. Now it goes in back quite easily as well. So you can go sideways like this, probably looking at you. What are you looking at? Just go like this. Yep, very, very nice articulation for the head. So it's a very, very good start. So let's take a look at its left arm. Okay, we have this ratchet joint, which allows you to flap up the arms this much. Then it probably can go even more. Yep, and then there's a double joint for the upper arm system here, and then it can go up this much. Okay, I'm going to bring it down again, so I'm gonna try to put it around 360. Okay, there's a bit of resistance at the back because of this flap here. So, but if I were to just slide it out a bit, I can definitely do a 360. It's able to do a 360, guys, so don't worry about that. So basically for the arms, okay, let's see where we're going with this. Okay, probably should read the manual first before I attempt to move the joints around this, but let's just take a look again. Okay, so the forearm is able to do this, and I think you can get a bit of extension, so you can do a full 90. That's not a problem. So, but there's no, oh, there is a swivel. There's a bicep swivel. Very cool, very cool. So you have to lift up this flap to give it a bit of room to maneuver. So you can do somewhat a full 360, but with a bit of a resistance. You just have to shimmy some of the flaps around to get a clear rotation on the arm model. So far, it seems that it can do a full 360, so there isn't a problem. So that's really good, but as I've mentioned, there's a bit of a requirement to shimmy some of the parts around to give it some room. Okay, so while I was like moving some parts around, so as you can see, some of it just flaps out, giving you some idea of what the transformation would be like if we transform this into the engine portion of the plane. So then as you can see, I can rotate this around for 360, but there is a like a indentation here for you to actually lock it into place so it doesn't move around. That's pretty cool. And I've noticed that you can actually push this down as well for whatever reason. We might find out later. So but for now, that's what it looks like for the forearm. And for the wrist, you can do a full 360, and I believe we have full articulation for the fingers. Yep, we have two joints on the fingers to allow it to have a lot of articulation. Alright, you can see if all 4 fingers and the thumb at the bottom here, it has just one joint, but it's very nicely done. So I basically picked up the upgrade for Super Jinroi, for FansHobby rendition of Super Jinroi, which is Power Baser. So it'll now have the same articulation that you see on the Double Evil, also known as Overlord. So I'm not gonna do the articulation for the right arm because I believe it will be the same for both the arms. So okay, so let's take a look. There's a bit of a room here in the chest to actually do a bit of a crunch, so but not much. Alright, so there's a bit of rigidity in the upper torso portion. Alright, and for the waist, I believe you can do a full 360. That's very cool. It's smooth, and I have not attached the legs yet, but I believe there will be full articulation. You will be able to lift up this flap to give the legs a little bit more room to maneuver and give it a bit more posability. Yep. Let's flap to the side as well. Yeah, you can just push it to the side. This is pretty cool. You would expect nothing less from FansHobby after their wonderful design of Power Baser or Super Jinroi. So at the back we have the wings flap that will form into the rear module of the jet. Okay, let's try to fit in the Power Masters right now into these 2 portions here. Right guys, so basically the Power Master came with the packaging for the upper torso of Overlord. So let's just open up and take a look. Alright, so what we have here, not sure what this is. It looks like a cargo pulley or cargo lifter. It's probably like some gimmick that is attached to, I don't know, some part of the upper torso. We'll find out later. Probably have to read through the manual again, but this is the first Power Master. Let's take a look. It's a bit hard to take out, but okay, here we go. Alright, very old school design. Just look at that. No, this is what you expect when you bought the Power Master toys back in the late 80s. This is pretty much how the Power Master or God Master would fold themselves up before being attached to the whatever robot or vehicle they're supposed to be on. So just take a look at that. So probably just want to unravel them to reveal the characters inside. So as you can see, it's very cool. There's quite a bit of detail that went into the face sculpt.
You can see the eyes are red. Alright, that's very nice color. Alright, there's no articulation for the arms except for a bit of a swivel at the top where you can do that, and then you can do 360. But I'm sure if you were to remove this gold plated backing, I don't think it's gold plated, but it looks gold plated. But yeah, so there's a bit of a limitation there. So it can go up this much and it can go down this much, and then it can go sideways that much. Then the leg can do a full swivel at the top, the upper thigh, and I believe you can bend the knees. Yeah, that's very cool. There's quite a bit of articulation there. So there's a knee bend, can bend quite a bit, because that's pretty much what the function of this Master is. It requires a bit of articulation in the legs, especially because the legs will be the one that's going to be folding up as such before attaching itself to the chest of Double Evil or Overlord. Very cool, very cool. I kind of get mixed up with which one is which. So one of them is Lord Giga, and if I'm not mistaken, the second one is Lord Giga Mega. Giga and Mega. It seems logical, but I have to review the cartoons again. Anyway, guys, know if you've looking around for where you can actually watch the original Japanese cartoon for these figures that you see in front of you, you can just scroll down the various videos in my channel. I've uploaded some of the episodes, so maybe you might want to catch that on my channel. So I'm just going to try to attach this to the chest piece here. So let's see whether it fits. Is that the right place? Yeah, it seems like it's the right place. So just put it in, lock it in with this flap at the side here. I saw that on one of the YouTube video that FansHobby uploaded on Facebook, so that's very cool. So that's pretty much what is all. Oh yeah, so basically there's some like rockets that came with it. So I'm not sure where this goes, but I'll take a look at the manual later on to figure out. But hold on, when I push this in, it's supposed to activate something. Here you go. I'm not sure whether you guys saw it, but I'm just gonna do it again. So if I push down the Power Master, yep, there's this gun assembly, turret assembly. It just pops out. It's a very cool gimmick. It's not much, but it's kind of cool. Alright, so that's pretty much for the torso of Overlord. So let's take a look at the legs. Stay tuned, guys. So excited. Right, guys, so moving on, let's take a look at the tank module. And as always, let's take a quick look at the packaging. So as I've mentioned earlier, when this box was in plastic, so as you can see, this is some of the details they provided for the tank module. As mentioned before, there's functional threads. The turret is able to move. That's very cool. There's a lot of moving parts for the tank. Then the cockpit module is as such, very cool. There's a lot of details, it seems, that went into some of the facade of the interior. Right, so the bottom, oh, look at that. That's the bottom. That's the Overlord in his base mode. Very nice. Okay, the top is very nice, very nice. I like this skilled interpretation, skilled artist impression of what the figure is going to look like
next to the tank. Proportions are amazing, amazing. The amount of thought that went into the engineering of this product is just phenomenal. At the price that we're getting this at is about like 180 USD. So on point with the amount of cash that you actually fork out to get this piece of wonderful engineering. Wow, FansHobby, you just blow my mind. Alright, so let's just open this up. Okay, so okay, so that's what it looks like from the side. I would assume that it is, the tank is not fully fixed, so I think it's ready to pop into position into the Overlord. That's kind of thoughtful of them, because it's pretty much what everyone wants, to actually start building Overlord, or as FansHobby calls it, Double Evil. So let's just remove the scotch tape that hold the plastic tray down. Okay, here we go. Alright, hold on, just before we proceed. So these are some of the other accessories and manuals that came with the they came inside this box. Alright, so we have the Power Master. We'll take a look at that later, and some of the I assume would be the oh, here you go. That's the cannon, or the gun, that Overlord is supposed to hold. And then we have the tank manual. So there's two manual that came with this figure. Two separate ones. One for the plane and one for the tank. Alright, so let's just take a look at the right, so oh, what is this? Bonus sticker for MB-06, the power baser. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, here we go. I didn't notice that. So that's a really nice addition. It's a really nice addition by FansHobby to actually include that in. Very thoughtful. I like how they have excellent follow-ups for a lot of their items, so wonderful. This is very nice. So just gonna put that aside. Okay, so this is the manual for the tank model, part B. Alright, so we're going in the right direction. So we started off part A, didn't notice that for the plane model. So as you can see, this is how you actually assemble the legs to transform back into the tank. Very nice. Doesn't look too complicated. I'll have to try this out later on. And it includes the instruction of how to transform into the base mode. I'm not really keen about the base mode. It's more about what it looks like in the robot mode and the separate vehicles that it can actually transform into. I'm not really a fan of this bases, but I'll give it a shot anyway, just so you guys can have a more complete and clearer picture of what on earth is going on with this wonderful figure. Oh man, imagine if I had this when I was younger. Oh, that would have made the playing experience complete. But better late than never. Right, so that's pretty much the instruction manual. So let's take a look at the toy legs itself. Right, for the legs, wow, that's one massive hunk of leg. As you can see, this forms, I believe, would be the left leg, and then we have the right leg. I would naturally assume that the the tank parts would be the one on the outside of the respective legs. So that's right. So let's take a look at underneath. So I was noticing as I was like putting the both the legs up, that there's a bit of friction holding it to the ground. So then I noticed when I lift it up, there's this bit of like a piece of rubber to actually provide it with a bit more stability and a bit more grip when it's standing on all kinds of surfaces, especially the table I'm actually using this review on, this unboxing on, is actually not that smooth. So, but still, it provides quite a bit of friction. It's quite thoughtful of them, but I believe this can be easily removed as well. I'm not sure. Okay, let's not jump the gun. Let's just take a look at the legs. Okay, let's take a left leg first. So what the mention earlier is correct. So we have really movable tracks, right, on both sides. Very cool. Okay, so as you've noticed earlier in the video, for the connectors for the leg modules, you can do quite a bit of can have quite a bit of articulation for them. So, but the leg itself, there's quite a bit here. I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna attach this to the torso of Overlord and see how it goes. Alright, here it goes. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna attach this two portion. Let's see how easy it is to slot them in. Oh man, this is gonna be massive. Oh, it just slots in quite nicely. Alright, would you look at that? My oh my. Okay, let's try to get it to stand. It's quite heavy, all the modules attached. Okay, so let's see how it stands on its own weight. Oh wow, it's kind of like leaning backwards a bit, so maybe I've not adjusted some of the here we go. There's a bit of a flap that I can actually release at the back to give it more stability. Let's see how this plays now. Oh wow, just need to adjust it a bit so it won't fall in its own weight. This keeps on coming out. Okay, all right, so guys, I'm just gonna do a dramatic pan upwards to show you guys how massive this baby looks. Oh yeah, just take a look at that. All right, what a beautiful figure. I am so pleased, I'm so impressed, I am so just so satisfied with this figure. So it's very nicely done by FansHobby. So I'm just gonna allow it to take a look at the side profile of this figure. Oh no, it's probably gonna lean backwards a bit. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. So I'm just gonna try to adjust it so it won't topple backwards. It seemed to be one of the problems right now that I'm facing, because this thing is kind of massive. So this is what it looks like from the side. Very a bit plain, but very neatly tucked away items. Alright, so as you can see, that is the back. Let me just turn it around. Okay, the back looks very neat and things are nicely tucked away. So I'm sure they spend a lot of time with the engineering department to get things sorted out, because I'm just afraid it might fall. Okay, so there's a bit of adjustment to some of the joints to actually give it a bit more stability. Very nice. Loving this so much. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the parts closer. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna bring you in closer to the lower portion of this figure. Still so beautiful, so nice. Alright, so let's take a look at the legs. Okay, so basically what we have here is probably like one half of the turret of the tank, and then we have the barrel of the main gun, which is nicely slotted into the other half of the turret. And then we have the gas canisters, or the ejectors for the gas canister at the side. And then we have very industrial factory like designs for the leg module. It's very nice. The quality of product, it feels no if you guys have not seen my Paul Base video, maybe you guys want to check that. It seems like FansHobby has been very consistent with the quality of the product they've produced in this Super God Master Force or Power Master line, whichever way you want to call it. The product feels expensive. The product feels like it's not made from some cheap plastic like what the Karatomi and Hasbro has been releasing for their what do you call it right now, Power of the Primes or something like that. No, but like I say, those cost a maximum of what, 70 USD as compared to this. So yeah, some of you might argue that, so but still, FansHobby, multiple salutes to the team that came up with the engineering and the design for this. It looks beautiful. If you want to purchase a satisfying toy for this new year, then this would be a good start. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is take a look at the Power Master that came with it. So let's take a look. Alright, so this would be the second Power Master that came with this figure. So let's just take a look inside. Alright, so as you remembered, just let me open up the flaps again. So the first one, I assume, is Lord Giga, and the second one would be Lord Mega. That's what they are known as in Japanese cartoon. So similarly, it has this design where you can fold in the legs. I really love the detail that went into the engineering of this figure. You can see there's a red glare. There's a red reflective material for the visors. It's very cool. Then the arms can go up this way. There's a bit of a swivel, and it can go forward, not as much, I think, because of this restriction at the back here. And similarly for the other arm, there's a band for the legs on the upper thigh and the lower thigh. I believe you can do a full 360 swivel. Yep. And then you can bend it backwards. Inside there's a plug here where you just have to slot it in, and there you have it. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna put this into the chest cavity right now. Alright, so here we go. How do I do this? Okay, I'm just gonna pan upwards so you guys can have a look how massive it is. Okay, so take the slot aside, push it in, and just click it. Yeah, do you see that? Not sure if you guys see that, but so basically this like missile modules actually got ejected. Okay, so without looking at the manual, so I can safely assume that the rocket launchers that we saw earlier, this ones, I believe might actually, no, there's actually 6 slots over here, and I only have like 4. So might not be. So basically, that's pretty much what the Power Masters have to do with this figure. So it has a nice gimmick that allows you to actually eject the weapon system of this figure out from where the abdomen is, and then you can close it quite comfortably. Yep, there's a bit of gap there, but no, it should be okay. Alright, it's quite stable. Alright, it's been standing there for quite a while, so well done. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the other portions, other parts that came with this tank module. Okay, I'm just going to pan downwards. Alright, here we have, just let me open this up. Right guys, so I just decided to shift to another location so it'll be a bit more brighter for you guys to take a look at some of the other components. So as I've mentioned, so apart from the Power Master that was included in the tank box, we have this flap. So apparently it's supposed to be part of it's like a ramp that's supposed to be attached to the Overlord in its base mode. So it's supposed to be a ramp towards wherever the main HQ of the base is. So that's one, and the other one is the gun. So basically it came collapsed like this. So basically what you have to do is just pull this portion down, and this is where the figure would grip on the gun, and for the muzzle of the gun, there you have it. So what you're going to do is just attach it to, there's a slot here in the wrist, so you just have to slot it in. I'll just pan out a bit so you guys can see the proportions of the gun as compared to the figure. So I've not reviewed the cartoon, but I got a feeling that this gun might be a bit small for this figure. So as you can see, it's not really menacing looking, although he has this like weird purple color. Alright, so before I transited to this new location as well, so what I did was I've lifted up the flap over here, because apparently I took some time to read the manual, and this is how you're supposed to actually display the figure. And remember about the missiles that came with it, and there's some slots at the back here, so apparently you can just slot in the missiles at the back, so that's where they went. Alright, so apparently after lifting the flap up, there's a bit more articulation for the arms as well. So just mind the earlier portion of my video and just take note. So this the front portion of the plane, there's some parts where you can just lift up the flaps to allow you to actually insert the plane very, very securely into the side of the arm to give it this this kind of like a posture. It's very cool. So remember the crane item that came with the plane package. So apparently you can just attach it to one of the knobs over here, and then it can be stowed away over there. Alright, so let's do a quick comparison with what it looks like next to Super Jinrai. Alright guys, so this is what it looks like next to the Jinrai model that was released about a year ago. So as you can see, it towers over Jinrai, and rightly so. It is very cartoon accurate, so those who are very particular about those kind of things would be very, very pleased. And I'm one of those guys, so because I feel like if you're gonna have like figurines based on a cartoon series, it should as much as possible be as accurate as what you see on TV. It's just my own preference. Alright, so that's what it looks like. It's very stable. Okay, so let's take a side view what it looks like from here. But this, very, very nice. Love it so much. Okay, what I'm going to do next is to proceed to transform the Overlord or Double Evil into the two vehicles, the tank and the plane. Right guys, there you have it. Both of the vehicle mode for Double Evil, also known as Overlord. Oh my, oh me, oh my. What gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous figures. Now, this Double Evil turned out to be. I can't find the words to explain how satisfying it was to actually transform from the robot mode to the vehicular mode. But what I can tell you guys is utilize the instructions. Not because it's hard, but it'll make the process so much more simpler and also so much more satisfying, because you guys will realize that there's a lot of thought that actually went into the engineering of the transformation process for this figure. It was so easy to transform from the robot mode to the vehicle mode that I didn't expect it to be that easy. It's probably easier than a lot of what you get, a lot of the commercial and conventional Transformer toys that you can actually get from Toys R Us. You can actually imagine the thought process that went into engineering these two vehicles here, and the Double Evil or Overlord in summary. Wow, I would say if you guys are on the fence about getting this figure, it is wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful. So as you can see, the tank turret can actually rotate about 120 as what it was mentioned on the back of the box. The main gun, the muzzle, can actually elevate to this much. And as if you guys want to see the bottom, everything is stuck away so nicely, and the components actually fits in so neatly together that if you gave this to like a 2-year-old, he can actually play around with this item, and it's not fragile at all. It's very durable, and it's very massive. Look at it, just look at that. So as you can see, the pilot, Lord Mega, Lord Giga, one of them is inside. So oh man, it looks so nice. So, and then you have the most amazing plane. Alright, so as you can see, that is the bottom. Everything's tucked away so nicely. You can see the missiles at the side. The missiles are a bit loose though, but then you have this flap which you can, well, just slide out the wheels for the plane, and then you have Lord Giga, I think, who's inside, and everything fits in and attaches so neatly and so nicely. Wow, this is one of the most satisfying purchases I've made for a Transformer figure. I am utterly and over the moon, ecstatic about this acquiring this figure. Wow. All right. So I guess I'll be closing. I'll probably do another video. Alright, guys. So we've come to the end of the review. Thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate you guys sharing your time to watch my first video for 2019. And if you've enjoyed the video, as always, would really appreciate it if you could leave a like. And if you have not subscribed, maybe you want to consider subscribing, because I'll be uploading more videos of this sort in the future. And there's nothing. Once again, this is Han Saurus Rex signing off.